Well, good morning. Welcome to Pyjama Preaching on Thursday, the 30th of April. We'll carry on with the theme of bread, and all through John's Gospel, we've had this bread of life theme. A friend of mine, Angela, told me yesterday she was going to make some bread, and she sent me photographs which showed the various stages that she had to go through to make the bread. And I know that lots of people during lockdown are struggling to get flour and want to do baking, want to do things like this. Making bread involves getting the ingredients, having the right equipment, and having time. You can't just make bread unless a friend reminded me if you make soda bread, much quicker. But with bread, you've got to have time, you've got to have patience. If you don't, it turns out like rock. If you do, it's that nice fluffy bread that when it comes out of the oven with the butter, perfect. Jesus moves into the bread, which was a staple. Without bread, people would starve. Bread making was commonplace. And so reading from John's Gospel, chapter 6, verses 47 to 51, and we get the new theme again that Jesus keeps saying. He says, "Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes has eternal life. I am the bread of life. Your ancestors ate manna in the wilderness. They died. This is the bread that comes down from heaven, so that one may eat of it and not die. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats of this bread will live forever. And the bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh." Very truly, he says. Trust me. This is right. Believe. And twice he says, eternal life and will live forever. 3 times he says, I am the bread of life. I am the living bread. The bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. So Jesus isn't messing around. When I was training for ministry, they told us in sermons to say the message 3 times. First time so that the very clever people will get it and then zone out. The second time for when people who, got it fairly quickly. And the third time for everybody else like me, who needed to be told 3 times. And Jesus does that. I am the bread of life. I am the living bread. The bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. And he also says, this is the bread that comes down from heaven. And so I've paraphrased it. Apologies. And that was my scribblings for today. Well, I wrote, use your loaf. Jesus is the bread of life. How many more times do I have to tell you? This is the last crust. If you miss this, things will be stale, and you might end up toast. Crumbs. Off my bookshelf behind me, I came across a book called The Pilgrim Prayer Book. And there's a hymn by Bishop Frank Weston that I'll share with you. You are Christians. Then your Lord is one and the same, with Jesus on his throne of glory, with Jesus in his blessed sacrament, with Jesus who is mystically with you as you pray, and with Jesus enshrined in the hearts and bodies of his brothers and sisters up and down the world. Now go out into the highways and hedges and look for Jesus in the ragged and the naked, in the oppressed and the sweated, in those who have lost hope, in those who are struggling to make good. Look for Jesus in them, and when you find them, gird yourself with the towel of fellowship and wash their feet in the person of his brethren. Amen. Have a good day.